because I do 1,300 crunches and sit-ups 4 times a week.
What's a dose? Can you translate for us?
Winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Ernie Els.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the Goat Track, the podcast about golf and golf-adjacent stuff, mostly from Africa. Very nice to be sitting in the Goat Shed. It's been a minute with Hoff, with JDV, and with Tucky. Gentlemen, how are we? Hoff, I'll start with you. Lovely to see you with the traditional red knob in your hand.
Yeah, always good to hear that joke, Teabag, and it wouldn't be a podcast without it in person, but I'm lovely. Thank you for asking.
Settled down after your trip to Greece. Nice to hear the highlights of that.
Yeah, not much golf
was
played. A little bit of golf was followed, but not much golf played. But yeah, great trip.
JDV?
Yeah, how's it, guys? I think we need to keep some sort of a spreadsheet, maybe ask Ryan Kaiser to keep it for us, of all the different names of the venues that we record from. And then also to say, Hoff,
I think this is the original Goat
the
Shed.
Goat Shed. Then we've got the 60 degree.
60 degree.
I don't know what we called my office. I think it had another name. We'll have to just check
the Goat Kill House.
The rows.
Yeah.
The Goat Butchery.
But what Hoff doesn't tell you is that he also went to Greece with a 2-year-old, or less than a 2-year-old, like 1.5. How old was Sebi?
20 months.
And look, I mean, we had a taste of it. We did a 2-hour flight with George to George. And at the end of that 2-hour flight, Kath and I were spent. And I looked at her and I said, just imagine you had another 10 hours of that. So Hoffman, I think, that
well done.
That is pretty
You
impressive.
Survived. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was tough out there, Alex, I'm not going to lie. But once you land and you have a bit of sleep, you forget about it quickly.
I picked a mate up from the airport the other day. They'd just flown back via Dubai. I was from Europe somewhere. And I saw a few families coming off that airplane with toddlers, and yes, the parents were looking worn,
I can tell
they'd
you,
been on a 4-day bender. Kids were back, yeah.
I can tell you, Teabag, on the way back, it was a 5-hour flight to Dubai, and I think an 8-hour flight from Dubai to Durban. Not a single second with eyes closed from the 20-month-old. But no screaming either, which was a win. And good sleep after that, and life went on.
And the subject of our podcast today, Nick Tatham, how are you?
Teabag, I'm alright actually. I've had plenty of time to reflect on what happened on that fateful day at Zimbali Lakes.
So basically, I think, guys, we played at Zimbali Lakes, and I think, not really a spoiler alert, but a lot of you will know that we had quite an unusual round of golf from one of our fellow podcasters here, Nick Tatham. And we thought, well, what we'll do is we're going to do an episode on Zimbali Lakes itself, and then we thought we'd integrate Tucky's round into it. But I think it was such a unique round, and there's so much to unpack that we thought we'd dedicate an episode completely on its own. And then JDV, I know we talked about touching on some of our experiences of low-high rounds as well, and those splits. But Tucky, essentially, we spent the morning there. We kicked off early on in the morning. And you're going into that day, what were your expectations? And talk about the previous round that you just had.
So my previous round before that, I think I was at Gowrie Farm, and we were playing in the wind. And I managed to shoot 103 on a Sunday morning. Which was so. Let's be fair. My expectations were not very high going into Zimbali Lakes.
Which is, I think, important point to note. Low expectations arriving at the course.
Yep. Keep your expectations low, and you'll never be disappointed. That's
and just to set the scene for everyone, what is your index? What was your index sort of before we teed off? 9 point something, I think.
Yeah, I think we don't have the index in here, but I think it was around 9.1 or 9.2, I think. So I was down to a 6 at Zimbali Lakes. And that's a whole nother conversation that we need to have.
Yeah.
I think we'll
Got some
we'll
hot takes
park
on
that
that.
for Zimbali Lakes time. But okay, so and then just like in the greater scheme of things, Tucky, what is your lowest round you've ever shot? What is your PB?
My PB is a 76 at Kloof, which I don't know if that's saying a huge
It's
amount.
quite scummy.
Past 70 open parkland.
Oh, 70. Good place to break 80.
Yeah.
Very good place to break 80.
Yeah. So, but the thing with that
So
round,
so is it 6 over as your best, or is it?
yeah.
Or we don't care.
No, just
No,
the score.
Yeah,
Just the score.
76.
Okay, 76.
I've broken 80 twice. So they're both
And if you had to guess, what's the most number of birdies you've made in a round?
oh gee, 4.
4.
Okay.
Okay. I think that just gives some context to the day.
See, just before you go on, your preparation, I mean, I know you talked about how your form was coming into this, but just to note that Zimbali Lakes, as we record this, doesn't have a putting green, it doesn't have a driving range, it doesn't have a chipping green. So, I mean, what sort of, did you do any stretching even before you hit your first shot?
No, we had to do a little bit of stretching because remember how cold it was. It was freezing cold. But that whiskey definitely helped.
Yeah, so
Ease
that, I
things up
mean,
a little bit
I
on
think
that.
these are all important things to note. You know, some of them could be coincidental, some of them not. But we were in a bit of a hurry because I got the tee off time wrong. And you guys had a long drive, which that
Back was stiff.
probably not the best
Yeah.
thing before a round of golf. But the whiskey did help. I think that's an important point to notice. Zimbali Lakes does put on a nice little show for you at the first tee with a little dram of 12-year-old single malt of some description. Okay, so essentially there was zero expectation
Yeah.
from you and zero warm-up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And then we started on the 9th hole.
Yeah, so we started on the 9th. The way they run the course at the moment, we started on the 9th. But what we're going to do, Tucky, is you're gonna read out your scorecard for the front 9 in terms of par, birdie, bogey, etc.
Well, the first 9,
Yeah.
not the front 9.
So we started on the back, remember.
Okay, so the first 9 holes. So just read those to us, and then let's chat about it a little bit.
Okay, so as we said, the 9th, I used that as a bit of a warm-up, made bogey on the 9th hole. So I got a
Bogey.
5 there. Then on the 10th, we went birdie. Nice birdie from the edge of the green.
Birdie. Okay, keep going.
11, par. 12, birdie. 13, birdie. 14, double.
Yeah, that's
Little outlier.
That's
outlier.
tough. That is a tough stain on that round.
15, he's got straight back on the horse. Birdie. 16, birdie. 17, bogey. 18, birdie.
When was that? Did you not make an eagle? I know you had a couple eagle looks.
No, I never made one.
I think you had 3 like actual eagle putts where you drove the green or you were
Yeah.
on a par 5
We
and
were
2.
close.
Okay, so the first 10 holes, you were, gosh, what is that?
You do the maths.
3 over and 6 birdies. Is that right? You were 3 under.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were 3 under
Yeah, I was 3 under
for that 9.
for that.
33. Is that a PB? Must
yeah.
be.
Quite comfortably.
So, I just want to talk about those holes. Okay, so the first hole was I think for you was a classic sort of warm up hole. You know, I think you found the fairway
I
and
had
then
my second
you,
left.
you
over
tugged
the
yours a
back,
little bit
yeah.
left, and then you kind of chipped and 2-putted. It was unremarkable, sort of classic warm up hole.
Unremarkable.
Okay, the next hole, you're standing on the tee box. It's a drivable par 4,
Dead straight.
the 10th hole, and guys are talking about laying up. You know, JDV's got an iron in his hand. I've got an iron in my hand. Tucky pulls out the driver. Okay, and you hit it greenside,
Yeah, left.
pin high, greenside.
Sort of a tricky lie. I was sort of chipping down a hill.
I think you putted it, wasn't it?
I putted
It was a
yes.
dog shit putt.
Yeah. So I putted it, but I've just putted it to the top of the hill.
Yes.
And I was still off the green. And then
So you left yourself about a 25-footer
Yeah.
curling by about a meter downhill,
yeah,
and you made it.
and a win in, yeah.
And at that stage, what were you thinking?
That was a lucky putt.
That was the lucky. Yeah, that's exactly it. I was like, okay, we'll take that. Thank you, birdie. But yeah, let's not look too much into that putt.
Okay, next hole you I think it was pretty regulation. You
Yep.
found a fairway, you found a green in reg, but you had a long-ish putt for birdie,
Yeah.
I think, and you left it just short.
And then knocked.
Is the third hole the par 4 down the hill with
Yeah.
the stroke 2 where was that the right one I'm thinking of?
Correct. So
Or
the
third hole in the card.
it's
Is
the
it-
11th at Lakes,
Yes.
but yes, it's that
Yes.
downhill one. Both of you guys had birdie putts on that hole.
Yes,
remember?
that's right.
Okay.
So now the next hole, Tucky, and this is where I wanted to just sort of make a comment on the round and how you were feeling, because I mean, you could say it was a little bit scratchy to start off with. You made that long birdie putt. That's the 11th you played very much in regulation, but now the 12th hole, drivable par 4,
Yeah.
and you decide you're going for it. I think you had a 3-wood in your hand.
Yeah.
And I was actually videoing you, and I said, let's make a birdie with Nick Tatham. And what happened off the tee?
I hit a perler, but I can't.
You did not hit a perler.
I remember your round better than you did. You basically chunked it. You
Oh yes, I
topped it
nearly
off the
missed it.
tee.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of, with the 3-wood. Yes,
I had a perler.
I didn't use my. I think I used my 3-wood twice off the tee, and that was one of them.
So
And I didn't hit either of them well.
No, so you chunked it. I think
Yeah.
I hit a 6-iron.
Yes.
And I was about.
Oh yes.
I was
yeah.
way in front of you, and you had chunked it to like just onto the fairway. But because it's such a short par 4, I think you only had 100 meters in anyway.
That's the with the water on the right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Where you went.
You went
against
right.
the fence.
Against the fence.
I remember
Which was
your
which
round.
we were still.
Yeah,
I was
right.
umming and eyeing. Terrence was like, I'm just gonna play it anyway. Oaks were on the box waiting for us. I was like, Terrence, I don't give a
Yes,
fuck what you
okay.
do, just play.
He's like,
We need to get out of here.
yeah, and then hit the second on. It's quite a putt.
you
to
drained
make.
about a 15-footer.
And-
So you've now drained a 25-footer, and you've drained like a 15-footer for birdie.
Yeah.
I think what I was getting at there is that it was by no means at this stage. It was by no means like a perfect round of golf. That you
Oh
were
no,
playing.
we were scrambling.
It was interesting. I think after that there's a couple of holes that we can talk about where you really started
Things went well,
But
yeah.
just a quick note on my take about Zimbali Lakes being the easiest golf course in KZN. I mean, you chunked a shot. I mean, on any other golf course that was probably dead.
Yeah.
Or you've got another 3-wood into the green. I mean, you chunked it and you had a pitching wedge in.
Yeah.
which maybe tells you that that's probably the best way to play that hole.
Chunk a 3-wood. Well, if you're in luck.
Yeah, look, I haven't played Zimbali Lakes yet, but it sounds good. It sounds like I'd really enjoyed this place.
It is. It's good fun.
Well then the 13th par 5. Just trying to picture it now.
So this is really where I was like, shit. Okay, Tucky's just made a hell of a birdie with that putt. He's riding his luck here, and then you stepped up on that tee and you hit basically the textbook shot onto that fairway,
Yeah.
because there's a fairway bunker short-ish right, and there's a one long left.
Yes.
And it calls for a fade, like a gentle fade, and you just hit the most perfect tee shot, which was started to become a bit of a theme, at least for the next 6 holes. And I was like, ooh, I think the rest of us were very scratchy there. I found that fairway bunker short right.
On the right, yeah.
And then JDV, I think Tucky hit like a 4-iron or something.
Yeah, I think
into
he hit
that
your- I
green
think he
and
hit your
just-
4-iron.
yeah,
I
and
remember
just
that.
I mean, that could have been the shot of the day. I mean, you hit that to 20 feet.
Yeah.
You have about 20 feet for eagle.
And it's not a big green net. And I mean, it's if you go long, it'll roll all the way off. I mean, you had to hit the right.
Yeah, I got
the
the
right
number right,
distance,
like
yeah.
bang on, yeah.
But I mean, the way that I
Fortunately.
remember I actually remember that 4-iron clearly. I mean, that came out like a proper pro shot. It's,
Yeah.
when it starts with that low trajectory
Yeah.
and then sort of gains height as it.
I would say this was the best hole you played the whole day. Like in terms of the quality of the
Yeah.
shots. Look, you didn't make the eagle putt, but it wasn't very easy putt. But I mean, little tap in birdie.
What do you think of the design of that hole? Just quickly, I know we're not going into it, but I mean, I battle with it because I think, I don't know, all the pinch points are sort of, if you do what Tucky did and hit a good drive, you're hitting to the fat part of the fairway, and then the next easiest shot is probably to go for the green because it gets fat again. Like if you play it like I did, which is probably the wrong way to play it.
Lay up.
Lay up. You're hitting all the pinch points.
It's actually saying to you, hit a driver because there's more space to miss.
Further up, yeah.
I mean, I think so. Like, just talking about like when you're in the flow, like when you're playing well, like how would you describe like your mental state at this point now? Now we're talking about back-to-back birdies.
Do you know, like, I just felt like I wasn't thinking about anything.
That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say.
No, but genuinely, like, I know it sounds like a bit of a cliche when people are playing well. That's because when you're not playing well, you're obviously wondering why you're not playing well, and the problem comes when you're playing well. Well, I guess we'll get to it a bit later. But like, you just get up there, you know which club you got to hit, and you hit it. And the weird thing is that like I knew the shape of what I was like hitting. Look, we had no wind or anything. Yeah,
you could see the ball.
I was like,
flying.
This is gonna cut nicely off the tee, or it's gonna go straight off the fairway. Like I felt like I just had a good idea of where everything was going.
But Tucky, being in the cart with you, I know that you weren't really. I mean, I was keeping the card, and I even remember when you had strung a couple of birdies together. You hadn't even really realized that you had strung those birdies together, because a lot of the ones you hit, you thought you had made pars on the sort of the par fives, where because you're not playing the course over and over, so you just think, okay, well, I've made a good par and a long par four, where you'd actually made sort of a birdie on a par five. But T, to your point about not sort of playing your best golf without worrying about what your score is. I mean, Hoff, I don't know if you want to take us to what was probably one of your better rounds that I think I ruined with one well-timed comment again.
You're talking about Cotswold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have many of these stories, to be honest. Probably like this is the one.
Let's hear it.
No, but I mean, I think we were playing a 2-ball.
Yeah, it was just
hadn't played for ages, and I think it was just one of those days. And like you say, Tucky, I think it's really nice when someone else is doing the scoring and you just sort of like going along. But it felt like one of those days where it was like drive, green, 2-putt, drive, green, 2-putt.
It's like golf is so easy.
So easy. I mean, like I didn't even know.
I'm going to become like a scratch.
I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just like, well, I think this hole probably needs a hybrid. Hit the hybrid on the green, And Jacques was like, what the hell's going on? And I think I was 4 over through 13, even on the back 9.
Yeah.
And Jacques was like, cheapers, Hoff, you're going to break 80 here. And then I went double to shoot 85.
So I think that's a really good, like, it's interesting you say 13, because what I was going to say to Tucky is that, like, when you have rounds like this, I think it's almost like there's 3 different parts to it. The first, like, 5 or 6 holes is where you're just like...
Go with the flow.
Yeah. You're just like going with the flow. You're not thinking about your scorecard. You haven't played 9 yet, so you're not thinking like what you shot for that 9. You're just like, geez, I've had a pretty decent start,
Pretty tidy.
I mean, JDV, I'm sure you've done this many times before. I mean, I can certainly remember a few times where I've been maybe a couple times 2 under after like 6. I mean, not often, but it does happen. And you're not thinking, oh, I'm gonna shoot like 35 here. You're not far enough in your round where you're letting it like become a weight.
Set yourself a goal.
At like the 12th or 13th hole,
you're like, holy shit, this is
starting to project. You're starting to...
And if I carry on like this... it's going to be a 77 or something like that.
But you stop playing shots and you start saying, don't make a mistake. So we'll get there. But you start, you know what I mean? Like you stop swinging freely. And I mean, it happened to SDV at Amdoni. We played a match and Sean shot 3 under for 9 holes. And I was playing match play against him. He was getting shots on me. And I was like, you'd like be the pro at this level. I think I shot 39 and was like 6 down after 9 holes. And also, like, I almost beat him in that match because he just, like, I said to Sean, I was like, you've just shot a 33. I mean, imagine you go out and shoot another 33 and shoot 66. Well, spoiler alert, he didn't shoot another 33. He also went to absolute shit.
Might be a similar theme.
But I think there's other factors, like you start getting tired and, and you like... what the hell? I'm doing the same thing that I did when I made birdie on the second, but now I'm freaking slicing it.
I think that's a very good
right.
point to get into. I also think it's like you and Tucky, we go to the next hole now. It's okay, par 3, there's water short of the green, and you hit it in the lake.
Yeah. Took the wrong club, though.
After seeing me take the wrong club.
After seeing your partner hit it in the lake, you also hit it in the lake.
Yeah, probably
not
even
a great example set by you, JDB. No. But and at that stage, are you thinking, okay, well, that was a fun start, but here we go. We're kind of. I mean, I was sort of like, wow, Tucky had a hot start, but maybe we're hitting some equilibrium.
No, I was like, oh, you just
hit the wrong club.
I just hit the wrong club. That's literally all I was like. I was like, okay,
it's a great mindset.
Let's go and drop to the drop zone and go and see what we can do from there.
Okay, so we get to the shit. I feel like I'm missing a hole in my memory here. Oh no, the next hole is the drivable par 4. The one that you hit on that diagonal.
Yes, yeah.
So I think Jacques and Steele laid up.
Well, I laid up into the bush.
Okay, Jacques laid up first into the bush.
Oh yes, into the bush on the left. Yeah.
And then Tucky. So now you talk about seeing your shots that day, and that like little gentle fade that you have. I mean, standing on that tee box, you
set up beautifully.
You just saw it.
Yeah, it just set up perfectly for that shot.
Stand and hit.
And just drilled it, and it rolled so nicely up onto the green.
I mean, that was probably the single shot of the day, if we had to call one. I mean, drove the green to I think you were even closer for that eagle putt.
Yeah. About
20 feet as well. That's a really fun hole, by the way. The guy behind us also drove the green.
Yeah, while we were on it.
Yeah. And he took the tiger line straight over the bush.
Yeah.
And dead straight onto the green. Yeah.
So I tried it. When I saw your shot, I was like, that's the shot I'm going to hit. Mine just went 30 meters further right. I know exactly what you mean, though. Like when you feel like you golf psychologists now talk about this. They talk about like guys not thinking too much and literally no swing thoughts. Just like, okay, I'm going to hit a little gentle cut.
Because that's my natural shape off the tee.
Okay.
And when I'm like swinging properly, like I felt like my swing was in such a good place. Like my tempo was right, everything was right. Like I just you're like, okay, it's going there.
So you birdied that hole. So we're now. So you were 2 under through 5. Is that right? 3 birdies. No, you were.
I was 1, 2.
So I think we're at the next par 3 now. So it's that long trip up.
I was 2 under at that stage, going into 16.
After driving that hole.
Going to 16, the par 5.
Par 5.
Yeah.
Step up and you absolutely smoke your drive again.
Yeah.
Again, it's a reachable par 5, but it's a long way. And again, I mean, now that I think about it and your shape, all those holes,
a lot of them
set up nicely for a little fade.
I think also it helped that we had sort of left you and Steele to go and search for your balls. I think I was hurrying Tucky up so he didn't have time to think about it. I was like, come, we need to get going here. Yeah, these folks are waiting on the box.
I got tired looking for golf balls. Okay, so but like at that tee box there was a cart lady. Like this might come into factor later on.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about nutrition here. Did you have breakfast? Did you have breakfast that morning? Like what was your intake before the start of the round?
Coffee.
Okay, so coffee and a whiskey.
And a whiskey.
Okay, and
that was breakfast.
It.
Yeah. So what we got from the cart, what did we get, JDV?
What did you
I think we got a bacon wrap. Bacon and Evo wrap.
Yeah. JDV made the call.
What stage did you eat that?
On the tee box.
On that tee box. Okay.
I think I punished it.
No, we were smoking it on that tee box again. I was like, it's a clear fairway. We first off, we got to smash.
Did you share a wrap or did you each get your own one?
I think we each smashed a full wrap in about under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the hungry word.
And water or a Coke or a coffee?
Zero?
Yeah,
Coke Zero.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just interested because this might be a factor later on. As we get to the mountain stages.
And remember, you've also got to take into consideration that it's grab and go, like literally grab and go.
That's a big thing, because I mean, we can talk about what stalls 9-hole rounds, but for me, the thing that often either destroys or turns around for me is the halfway house. And I don't know whether it's a mental reset. Sometimes when I'm playing well, I actually don't get anything. Like I just get like a water, you know. Sure. I'm just like, let's just keep. It's hard to do, but often when you do sit down and have the pie and whatever,
it's a physical reset. So if you're playing well, you play shit, and if you're playing shit, you play well.
Or how often have you played shit for 9 holes and then like you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep it together, and then you like sit down, you're like, okay, give me 6 beers for the card, please.
like very often.
On top of that pie with curry gravy.
But what I will say is like one beer at halfway, if I'm playing really badly, almost always helps. Now, whether that's the mental reset of sitting down and just having a beer or whatever, or whether there's actually a bit of a muscle loosening effect, I mean, I don't know. We'll leave that to the specialists out there. But I would say that almost always helps. So we now play like a little downhill par 3. What do you do on that? I think you leave it in the sand, don't you? What do you do?
No, I was
17th hole.
just short, I think. I was just short, and I made a bogey.
I remember you had a reasonably short putt for par there, like a 5-footer maybe that you missed.
I had to chip up.
Yeah.
And then there was a putt back, I think, that I missed.
Okay.
So I made 4 there. Yeah, that was, but like, I was like, okay, you know, like,
not worried.
I wasn't too bleak.
Wrong club off the tee again.
No, I don't think it was. I just probably.
But you never seemed like I was gonna say. What would you describe it? It was pretty nonchalant. Like I mean, you were never really flustered by the bad shots. You weren't like overhyped on the good shots. I mean, you were pretty chilled throughout. I mean,
that's the idea. That's what I try and do most of the time.
Okay, and then play 18. Essentially, your 9th hole, 10th hole, and it's a very short, basically forced layup, par 4. I think it was the only hole where we all actually hit the fairway that day.
It was textbook golf.
Well, textbook from you guys. I hit my approach, my 60-meter approach, basically into the hazard and then hit a rock and bounced out and landed short of the green.
I nearly hit mine into that tiny little bunker in the middle of the fairway.
That's
I
right.
just cleared it.
So you guys all hit the green. You all 3 of you had birdie putts, and I think you were the only one who made yours. And again, like a 15-footer downhill from what I remember. Okay.
It was a...
What are you thinking now?
Did I give you a bit of a line there?
Yeah, you did. No, you did.
Yeah, just want to take some credit for this.
But I also feel like, geez, like,
it sounds like you're taking nutrition credit as well.
Nutrition credits. The fact that I didn't tell him what his score was.
Only for that 9, yeah.
Who knows?
You can take credit for the back 9.
Didn't let him hang around thinking about his shot while we were waiting for you to look for
you're
balls.
our in-house sort of dietitian type experts, you know. How long would that bacon and avo wrap take to sort of work its way through Tucky's system, do you think? Considering he had it on the 16th tee box.
Yeah.
16th.
So that's like the 5th
half an
hole,
hour,
6th
maybe?
hole, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's very early in the round.
I mean, who made that call again? JDV.
Was it enough calories, or was it too much?
We needed more slow release calories, or
I think
what
so.
do you call it? Slow release.
Maybe a chocolate bar, banana, some sparkling water,
some oats,
energy aid.
Sorry, do you have any instant oats in the cart there that I can make with a disposable bowl?
Do you have
electrolytes?
Some Future Life, please. Want to fizz it up.
But it sounds like it then would have weighted down just as you didn't want it to, especially in the pace that you ate it.
Yeah, it went. Yeah,
which again is probably JDV's
that was a
doing.
problem. The speed in which it was eaten, I think, was a bit of an issue.
And look, I don't blame you, because anyone that's had a meal with JDV knows that that's not a time thing in golf. That's just how he eats. So you think that you're on the clock, but you're actually not on the clock.
It just eats that pace.
But also, if Tucky didn't finish his, JDV might have been hands in the ruck there.
That's the added pressure. That's definitely the added pressure.
I would 100% have just gripped it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you're not going to have that half shots.
Ready to hit my next shot, and JDV's just...
No, I probably would have had it like in my mouth, like with my mouth full, saying like, are you going to have the rest of this?
Well, that might have helped him out. It sounds like.
Yeah.
We never know. So I think also to note, obviously now the day is changing. It's warming up. We've played 10 holes.
Jerseys come off.
So you know, the
And that's also a factor.
100, I was about to say.
Yeah.
So I mean,
100%.
there's coaches in like college golf in America who literally they're like, if you tee off with a jersey, you've made the call to play with the jersey.
But Tucky, actually, now that you say this,
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Unless you're having a bad round, then take it off, try something different. But if you're having a good round, like keep the jersey.
but I remember, I'm literally just having a flashback. I remember standing on it's the first, the second, the third tee
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, it was
and
the
I
third.
remember us saying, "Oh, it's warmed up here," and I took off my jersey. I think I was having a proper like red mist meltdown at this stage, and I remember
That was the
you
moment.
saying, "I don't know whether I should take my jersey off or not because I'm playing so well." I actually remember you
I
saying
did
those
say,
words.
and I did take it off.
Oof.
And
Which-
guess what,
which
and guess
I
what
think-
happened? And guess what happened on the third hole of the front nine? Double.
But I also think speaks to maybe the first time that you sort of acknowledged where you were and how you were playing. Like now, it clearly was in your mind.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
a situation of whether I take off my jersey or not doesn't matter. I'm just going to carry on playing golf. You're like, should I take it off because I'm playing well now?
To be
So-
fair, I'm a fairly superstitious individual.
So at what stage, JDV? Now, I actually have underrated your role in this round here. At what stage did you?
I feel like underrated or overrated.
Did you inform? Was there a telling of a number at any stage, and did you pass that information on?
100% passed it on. I think after 9 holes, I was like, Tucky, what's the best 9 you've ever shot?
Yeah.
Because I think you just smoked it.
What? And I mean, do you think that was the right thing to do?
Definitely not. But I mean, I've never shied away from. I remember Yassison Oak got peaked with me at Club Champs in VCC the 1 year because he was also like B-Div and he was like 2 under after, and I was keeping the scorecard. I was like, cheapest dude, you like 2 under. He's like, don't say anything to me about that. I'm like, too late, bro. Cat's out the bag. Like, hope you play well.
Gamesmanship.
But you do that quite regularly, JDV. I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when we're playing together in like a Geoafrica Cup or whatever, if I'm playing in any form, to be honest, I'll get to my the hole with 2 shots, and JDB be like, okay, this is your double stroke
Yeah,
hole.
don't
so
stuff
so
it
don't
up.
stuff this up.
Whatever you do,
don't
fuck it up.
don't stuff this up. And you're
Don't-
like, if I was that good, I wouldn't be having a double stroke hole.
Okay, so I won't go for the birdie. I'll just go for the par.
Yeah. Right angles out. Second ball out. Sorry, JDB.
But
That's
okay,
a 9.
so as a gamesmanship
9 for 0.
thing, I think it is a tool that you could use in your toolkit.
Well, look, I wasn't trying to play games
think-
with my partner.
No, but that's
I mean,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, because I think this is a legit thing. Because I've had this as well, where I know I'm playing well, and I do not even want to look at the scorecard.
In JDV's,
I'm just
in
like,
JDV's,
I'll work it out at the end. I'm not doing numbers in my head.
in JDV's defense, because he does this often, I don't think it's an intentional move to like try and get someone to play badly. If anything, it's negligent, but it might be a bit. It's probably innocent, actually.
I think what I'm trying to do in those situations is trying to say, like, just think about the club you're taking because you don't need to take any unnecessary risks. So,
Which is my entire game as an
I heard that
unnecessary
part
risk.
of the
So
discussion.
Is that how it sounded to you?
which is again Tucky on the 3rd hole, then taking a driver for a hole he absolutely had no business taking a driver on.
But this is becoming a bit of a pattern, though, JDV, because I mean, like you're telling it like a 25 handicapper like me, don't take unnecessary risks. Every shot's a risk.
Well, yes,
But I mean, we've had that at Durban Country Club as well, where you've been like, you've told people don't take driver, take iron, and they take iron and right angle it out.
yeah, Ghazi. I did it to Sean as well. We on that the knockout champs. He's the only one that stroked on
Did
the
you guys win that?
13th. Yeah, we just I don't know if you guys heard about it. There's a
No
there's a whole
ways.
podcast and everything on it.
What tournament was that?
The Cotswold knockout.
2024.
2024. And Sean, I said to him, look, you're the only one who strokes here. Make a par and we win it. And he put his driver away, took an iron and just smoked it OB. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I love how the focus of this podcast has shifted massively
Yeah,
to,
sorry,
your,
JDV.
to your
And his
caddy.
and his advice.
No, because I
Maybe
think
these
it's
aren't
critical.
innocent gamesmanship by
I
Lady
think this is an
JDV. Maybe
important
this
part,
is
an important discussion to have.
yeah.
So everyone knows in future, JDV must just shh.
Or
Yeah. I won't tell you if you're on a hot streak.
but it is. So like
Knowing STV though, it'd be like if you didn't say anything, be like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah,
It's
why
your
don't you tell
fault.
me not to take
Yeah.
a driver?
Here we go. But
But that's the line, right? And like I also battle with people. there's a fine line between giving some advice when it's like course related to say, listen, I think that there's less risk, like objectively, in you hitting driver here, regardless of the stroke of the hole. When someone tells me I stroke on the hole and I must play it cleverly, that's
tickets.
I think
I think you should never say anything.
for
to
me, the
anyone.
line is like respond if you ask the question. Don't go out there and make the statement. So, like in JDV's case, like I obviously play a lot of golf with JDV. I'll often say to him, like, what do you think I should do here? He'd be like, okay, do this, that. And I'm like, great. And then if I fuck it up after that, that's my problem.
Fine, yeah.
But if I'm standing on the tee box, I'm relaxed. I haven't looked at the card for the first 8 holes. And he's like, okay, Hoff, this is your double stroke. Don't fuck it up. I can guarantee you of one thing.
But unsolicited advice.
But can I quickly just to my defense here, Tucky, because on those first 9 holes, we did speak through a lot of shots, and again, the game we were playing was not what Tucky's best individual score was going to be. Our game was to try and give you guys the dog license. I mean, we had discussed that in the cards. Yeah. So when I'm sitting there standing on the box and Tucky's got a driver in his hand, I'm not sitting there saying like, you've been hitting your driver like God the whole day, and I don't really give a shit whether you blow out or not individually. I want to see whether we can give Yoke's a dog license.
No, that is true.
So like a lot of my mindset was thinking of what game
team
we're playing, which is a better ball.
No, it's interesting you say that, because I was about to say, like, there couldn't have even been competitive chats, because from the beginning, I mean, within the first 5 holes, that match was almost over.
Yeah, no, it was pretty one-sided.
We were discussing how funny it would be when we have to go back to work on a Thursday, like posting a video of Yokes having like gin out of a bowl on a Thursday morning.
So JDV, which just confirms to me that you are one of the most competitive oaks I know. You found a way to keep that competitive edge in your cart. You were like, fuck this, we've won this match, but these oaks are having a dog license.
That's exactly the conversation
I love
we had.
it. So just to catch up, we sort of fast forwarded to the 3rd hole there, but you get to the first hole, which is like a sort of downhill. It's a long-ish par 4.
Yeah.
What did you make on that hole?
I made par.
That's a tricky hole there.
You striped a drive.
I made
the first hole.
First hole, I made birdie. No, I made par.
Cheapers, I was going to say.
I made par.
No,
because I hit my driver.
Your birdies are over.
I hit my driver
down the left,
and then I hit it into the bunker, and then I got up and down.
You also made a good putt there, I remember.
Because my ball was...
That's going to be a tricky first hole. If you're standing up there, I mean, obviously we all teeing off the 10th at the moment. It's in Zimbali Lakes. But when that is legitimately the first hole, it's probably one of the tougher driving holes that you've got at Zimbali Lakes. So it's not a handshake opener situation. It's, I mean, OB left, lose your ball right in that long grass.
It's tricky, especially over the back as well. But there's quite a lot of room over the back.
But you got to smoke it. I mean, think about it. You smoked your drive.
If the southwester is blowing, you're going to be hitting that into the teeth of the wind as well. Which, if it's anything like the wind I played in on Sunday, you're basically going to be hitting driver. Okay, then the second hole is like is that sort of, I think what might become almost their like signature hole.
Yeah, along the lake there.
Which is like the one that's right on the lake with that like. You'd almost call it like a cape hole, I think, JDV. It's got that like cape shape to it. So green right out on the lake, but it's short off the tee.
You almost drove the green there, Tucky, I think.
I seem to remember you hit
bogey,
your first chunk there. You chunked
my second shot.
Shot. You were in position A.
I chunked it a bit right. Then this is when I start. This is your mind starts going.
Oh shit.
Ooh, okay. So chunked that second one a bit right, because I was like, okay, I had hit my irons well the whole day, and then I hit my next one on the green, but it was a long way from the hole. So, like, that was my 3rd shot, and then 2 putted back to make bogey, and then so I was like, after that chunk, I was a bit like
unsettled.
Yeah.
Was it because you saw me chunking so many irons before that? Do you think it eventually, I passed it on to you?
Yeah, I think I caught it. It was contagious.
It was tough to ignore.
Well, it was hard to ignore. I think on that hole alone, I hit about 3 chunks.
And I think you and I remember, because T and them would go off, and we would go with our sand thing and just like fill in these like quarries that are on the tee box.
I took so many chunks that day, so many divots. Got my money's worth.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we back up to the third hole. Now you're pondering, am I going to take my jersey off? Aren't I?
I did.
And again, I think this hole, we start getting to some holes now that maybe don't necessarily... I didn't like the look of this hole from the tee. So this is the one where the lake is down the left and it's got that center line fairway bunker.
Yes.
And I was advised not to hit driver. And I was like, fuck it, I'm hitting driver. I'm not hitting anything well. I'm going to hit driver. And my ball managed to somehow stay in on the left side of the fairway.
Yes, oh yeah.
And the other two guys laid up. And then what was your thinking there? Just keep swinging.
Yeah. And then this is when the problem started.
Swing away.
This was when the problem
So you
started.
take your jersey off and then
pull my driver, and this is when I get the big slice
Or big right miss comes in.
into play, and then it doesn't leave. He sticks around for the rest of the round.
But I mean, I think that was and spoiler alert, goes right quite a lot after this, but that was essentially the difference between the front and the back, was that you just couldn't get off the box, and basically from that hole onwards.
And I felt like, and Steele said it to me. He was like, "Your tempo is just not the same."
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Your swing is not the same."
Which is also a great thing to tell someone in the middle of a round. It's like, I just want you to quickly just change your grip here and maybe just try and leave your swing there.
But
and by the way, you double stroke on the sole, so
so don't stuff it up.
How weird is it though when that starts happening, Tucky? That you're like, but I'm doing exactly the same thing. You think you're doing exactly the same thing,
but
without a jersey on.
I just
without
knew,
a jersey, maybe gripping it a bit tighter.
I could feel my follow. I was just so quick coming down. It was just like, and it's so strange how you know it's happening, and then
you can't do anything about it.
You like, just the wheels are just.
So when you
come
get
off.
that, because I think you and I have similar-ish like swing issues potentially. When you start getting that big high right miss, is that when you too quick? Okay, that's exactly the same as me. And
I hit it like a cover drive.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, that's exactly
pushing it over extra cover.
Yeah.
As my dad always used to say, and I was like, well, why don't you fix it for me?
And for me, for me, if I start doing that, I get like legitimately terrified on the golf course because either I've got to just put the driver away, or if I'm going to keep hitting it, like if I'm hitting the low left, like the rope hook or the duck hook, that's actually a less scary shot for me because I actually know how to fix that on the golf course.
How do you fix that?
Try missing it as far right as you can.
Because I think, well, this would probably suggest otherwise, but like I feel like I'm the opposite.
More prone to the duck hook.
When I'm hitting it left,
yes,
then I'm like, oh shit.
So for me, what happens with that left miss is that normally it's like my arms and my hands are taking over, and I'm not turning my body. So it's just my swing thought then is like, okay, just slow tempo, but just make sure I rotate my shoulders so they're facing down the fairway. But if it's going right, I start twisting my hand over on the grip. Like it starts getting messy very quickly. Like, and it sounds like you have a similar thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a par 5. What did you make on that hole?
7.
It was actually a pretty good 7 at the end of the day. I mean, that was
because it's obviously staked. So
yes.
Drop there.
You
Third was, I can't remember. It was pretty close. It was close, short. Wait, I can't remember now. But yeah, like I was like, the thing is, when I went in the hole, I was like, okay,
fine.
I was like,
so
okay,
you now
I've sort of scrambled back here a little bit.
So it's your second double of the day.
I think you're back to even.
You're now 3 over. Yeah, you're 3 over for the back 9.
Yeah,
but you're even.
Yeah,
I mean you're even through
13.
14
because we've so I mean
it's worse than I remember actually.
Did you think about that at all or no?
No.
Okay.
No. I just
I just thought about the big right miss.
I was just like, I just want to
Did you say
Get
anything
back
to him?
to-
Did you say you're still even, Tucky?
No, I didn't
Keep
say
your head
anything.
in.
No, I think he
by
knew
that
that I was
stage-
fighting something in my head
Yeah.
at that stage. I don't think JDV wanted to
No,
say anything.
I'd also think we had done the press, so I was back into competitive mode.
Oh, so JDV was
So I think we had like
Don't
shook hands, and
fuck
I
this
was
Like,
like,
fuck
right.
you, Tucky.
This is when New Oaks came and just like clicked into gear, and I think
you guys might
and
be
Steele-
picking up that JDV was there to win. He wasn't that interested in what Tucky's score was. So at that stage, the dog license was gone.
But also, the match was over, I think, at that
and
stage.
we had a press.
And you guys had pressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you guys went, birdie, par, birdie,
Birdie again, I think.
bogey. Ooh, that wasn't a great hole for you guys.
Yeah, we played. We made a couple.
Yeah,
of
you
birdies
guys
coming in
had
there.
a good 3-hole stretch there
I mean,
on the press.
okay. So then we get to the par 3. What did you do on that par 3, which is now the 14th?
Par.
So that par 3 is quite an interesting one. It's quite. I find the par 3s.
I think that
When I
par
say
3 is
similar,
awesome.
I mean they all lack holes, but I mean they all 7-irons. Depending on, I mean obviously they can change the tee or 7-irons for me, change the tee boxes around, but they're all sort of 150 meter downhill par 3s.
Yeah, the 17th is a bit shorter.
Okay.
I think we hit like 9 irons there, but I hear what you're saying. That yeah, they all have a slightly downhill-ish
Yeah.
vibe.
Elevated tee box, shortish iron.
Yeah, that I enjoyed that hole.
Forced
It's a nice
carry.
hole.
Yeah, similar-ish, I guess.
Was that?
I think that's the best one though. That 14th, and mainly because it's got those awesome
that huge
backstops.
bank.
You can take
Yeah.
an extra 2 clubs, get it to the top of the bank, and like roll
So
it onto
I
the
did that on
green.
my approach there. I landed short of that bunker, and then I mean I was so far out of it, and then someone said to me, "Oh, you can chip it way past the hole to the top of the bank, and then let it run
Yeah,
down."
let it roll down.
And I mean that's fun. That was like a fun shot. Okay, so we go par then,
Yeah, that was
So
a
you're
nice
thinking
par. That was a
ba-
solid par.
back on it.
Yeah, I was like, because I hit my iron I
Yeah.
hit it well off the tee again. So I was like, okay, that's good. Sort of like get this engine going
So
again.
no. Just to be clear, you now still level after 14 holes.
Yeah.
Was there any other intake that went on? There wasn't
No.
a beer or no?
There should have been. I think at that stage that would have been
A beer
the
after that par
perfect
5.
time to have a beer.
But again, I
You
mean,
did say you had one in your bag,
but Tucky again. So you're
I think they're
14,
still
so
in
you
my-
got what 15, 16, 17. You got 4 holes to play.
and you even.
But essentially, I mean, it was 4 bad swings because it was 4 shitty shots off the tee box.
yeah.
So when you break
Well,
it down
wasn't-
to that,
It wasn't, no, because so the next hole you went big right again.
Par 4 was well right.
Yeah.
Almost
Short par 4.
you could have
Yeah.
driven the green there again.
almost over. That was into the bush, right?
Yep.
But then the drop zone was right down at the bottom of the bank.
No,
No, it
no,
was a
you think
lateral on the
that was the
right.
8? That was the last hole we played.
Oh yeah. So no, that's the one where I hit it like over the road.
Yes.
So then then my mind is now my mind is
Reeling.
fucked, and I'm like
just that one shot, his mind is gone.
Well, it's the second time you've hit the big
because
right.
now
place.
that big right's coming again, and I'm like, oh god.
But I think also just we'll talk about this on the Zimbali Lakes pod, but it is important to note there that like even with the big right, you still it's a lateral hazard.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you're
so
still
you're
going
dropping
up
there.
100. So it's very feasible to make a bogey,
yeah,
or to be honest, you could even get up and down.
and I
Like,
hit my second. I think I was over the
your
back,
third over the back,
third
yeah.
over the back,
and then
and then I was coming down that hill.
yeah, and
Yeah, so I was pretty screwed from there.
yeah, I think you 3-putted.
Yeah, so that and then when I was 3, also that didn't because I was putting
Yeah,
pretty well
putting
throughout
left
the
you.
day, and then the putter left. Also decided.
And then
to cruise.
the next hole. So now was that a triple or a double?
double.
Okay, so you're 2 over after 15.
Yeah, but now I'm not. I wasn't like that.
You
Wasn't
didn't
in my
think
mind.
about it.
No.
Okay. Next hole is it's very much a layup hole. I think we all hit it into the fairway.
That was my problem.
I hit mine into the
5 iron.
bunker. Way right. It's like almost it's quite difficult to do.
Okay.
So I hit 5 iron, and then I hit 5 iron again because I'd hit mine short, and that was also another.
I don't
thing.
think you made great contact on your
Yeah.
tee shot there, but I mean you were in
and I
the
was
fairway.
short, so I had to hit 5 iron again, and then I hit it left into the bush. Remember, and then I was also like, "Ooh, that hasn't like
Where did the lefts come from?
yeah," and because it just went straight there. So like just hit it there. Like it wasn't hooking or anything like that.
So when you're standing over that shot in the fairway, are you now starting to think a couple of like swing thoughts? Are you like, oh, the last one went right, I better like twist or do anything?
I reckon that could have been in my mind, but I wasn't thinking that because I was like, I like hitting my 5-iron. I usually hit it pretty straight. So I was like, oh, this is an easy shot. There's a bit of a bank behind the green, so if it goes long, it can come back, and then it just.
There's a lot of uneven lies on those fairways, like ball above the feet, below the feet.
Yeah, I think I had a pretty flat lie.
No, it was not a bad lie. It was a good lie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know you're trying to
help me.
Throw you a bone.
But yeah, that was just like it was.
So was that?
straight
Did
there.
that end up in a double?
Yeah.
Did you actually? So then you took a drop, and then what did you do then? Chip.
No, that was a. Yeah.
Double.
That
Okay.
couldn't have been.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
'cause
It
you
was
were-
a double. Yeah.
Because you would have
2,
2 out
3,
drop
4,
3,
5. Yeah. So
4,
yes.
and then you 2 putted.
Yeah, that's right. And like
Okay, so we're now
4 over.
we're 4 over. I mean, we're only 4 over,
I know.
and we've got
2 holes to play.
2 holes to play. So we're still on course for a 76 at the worst. Well, not the worst, but like if you par your way in, you've tied your
Yeah.
personal best. It is 72, huh? Par 72.
72. Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, it would have been a better round than your one at Kloof, which has obviously got.
I would
some,
have definitely
Yeah.
claimed that as a
Yeah.
better round.
But
yeah.
you're not thinking about this at all.
No, I'm just trying to stop the bleeding.
But are you thinking about
Hemorrhaging,
stopping? Are
yeah.
you thinking about stopping the bleeding?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was like, that. Now I'm like, come on, 2 holes. We're hemorrhaging here.
Can you see the blood?
Par 3.
Okay, so just talk us
Let's
through
see.
your scores for the last 2 holes. Trying to.
Okay, so it's double. Oh, the last 2 holes. So the par 3 double.
Oh. No, you. Oh, that one. Yeah, you doubled that one.
The 7th double, and then 8 was also double.
Yes. Was 8? But 8 was also the last hole that we played. That was a
Alright.
stroke hole, hey.
Yeah.
So it was. You made a 7.
Did you tell him?
What's that?
Did you tell him it was a stroke
I
hole?
think I probably did. Although it didn't actually. No, I wouldn't have because it was irrelevant.
As
Like,
you
lots
no,
of-
no,
we, were
but-
the- we didn't stroke on you guys, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, and yeah,
So-
the eighth was a tricky one because
Is that a par 5?
Everyone was laughing at me because I took my hybrid and it went to the top of that bank and then
yeah,
rolled
par
like
5. Remember, rolled
200
all the way
meters
down
back
and
all the way
we
to
were all
the,
in the same
drop zone
place.
was.
we were all in the same place.
So half there's a drop zone at the bottom of the fairway. You have to hit up a hill like this. And JDV hit his hybrid, and it just got to the top of the hill, and then just started rolling all the way down, and ended up next to the drop zone where all 3 of us dropped off.
The other 3 oaks take their drivers and all just smoke it like way right and then go drop their ball right next to mine.
The thing, like my eye,
was quite funny.
that hole is weird on the eye though. I think,
Yeah.
like because that bunker on the top of the hill on the right, like
It's
that.
further to carry than you think
then
it
you
is.
think,
Yeah.
and you've got that bush that sort of and the hill that runs like that. So you're like, okay, well, I've got to hit it.
I think that hole actually calls for a draw. I think you got
Yeah.
it started at that bunk on the right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and the fairway kind of does this.
Yes.
So it's like a gully.
It's a tricky hole that.
It is a tricky hole, and
Because
there's quite
even your
a big,
layup,
quite a
your
big
layup's,
carry.
your layup's
as well.
not easy. I mean, you got to get because it's a blind layup.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you try and go for it in 2, it's a beast of a shot for
Yeah.
a second over a massive gorge.
Yeah, I know it's the one hole where I've heard a few people say, especially for some of the bullies and that, it's
I know.
quite a big carry.
Oh well, I mean, even if you do carry like I did, you might as well just take a pitching wedge.
yeah, that was wild.
Okay, so so just to summarize your coming in, we're on the 3rd hole. You go double, par, double, 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 double.
Yeah.
So you
Just-
in the last 6 holes you made 5 doubles
Yep.
and a par.
5 doubles and a par. 5 doubles and a par.
What was your mindset sort of after? Did it only really sink in when you looked at your scorecard, or could you feel it unraveling and being like this had potential to be my best round ever?
Yeah.
Is that while it was happening? Were you thinking that?
Yeah. Sort of towards like probably when I hit that one right over the road. Almost into someone's house.
Did you think it was over then?
Then I was like, yeah, I think things are. I think we're almost done here.
Wrap it up.
I think we can pack it in. Yeah. That was a tough one to take.
Isn't it amazing how like that negative thought, how you can plant that in your mind so easily?
Yeah, so
like
quickly.
where you're like, okay, there's no ways I'm gonna like come back from this. Whereas if you look at you played your first 14 holes in even. You know what I mean? Like I've tried this on the course JDV before, where I have literally I shoot 47 on the front nine, and I go, okay, let me try and like mentally convince myself that like I could shoot even on the back.
Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't
Generally don't. But I try and tell myself that it's feasible.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, like that day at the Lakes, I was...
No, you were in a bad way.
But I probably played the last 6 holes
you played it
in
nasty.
even.
Yeah.
So, like, it is feasible. You know what I mean?
I think, Tucky, to your credit, you weren't sulky or anything on the cart when it started to go pear-shaped. I think you managed to keep a pretty happy and demeanor. I don't know if that was sort of just an outward or if it was reflected inward. You were pretty chilled on the cart. There was no real like blow ups or anything when you started going pear-shaped.
As I said at the beginning, keep your expectations low and you're never disappointed. Because like that just gets on my nerves. When Oaks are throwing clubs and Oaks it's like, come on, you're not playing. You're not here to win the Masters, bro.
But it is something. I mean, to your credit, to have such an implosion and to still, you're laughing about it afterwards. Like some Oaks are genuinely, as you say, like breaking clubs.
Yeah, but like I've never been in that situation before.
Which is all the more reason why I'm impressed that you didn't.
Yeah, but like so I was like,
down.
well, if I can do it now, why can't I do it again?
Yeah,
sometime down the road. Who knows when?
I love that. Well, the way you were hitting the ball, it also wasn't like, okay, you had there were 1 or 2 jammy holes, like the one where you slightly chunked your 3-wood off the tee and that. But again, you step back up and you hit like a great wedge and then boxed like a really good putt. By the way, your putting like woes that you called them in January are definitely behind you.
Touch wood.
And I think if you can keep that tempo sort of swing thought, like not like overly thinking about it, but like I know exactly what Steele was saying on the course, like and I have a similar thing. I think you definitely with your swing, it's like when you're in that tempo, it just looks like nothing's going to go wrong. So if you can not think less, you can't really make yourself think less. It's more just like if you hit one bad high right one.
Yeah, it's resetting.
Maybe it's like
after
resetting
that,
after. How do you recover after the high right? I guess that's the thing.
Can I ask a question? I mean, and for all of you, I mean, does it make a difference to how you score depending on whether you're hungover or not? Because I've sort of been thinking about this a lot lately. And while I certainly enjoy golf a lot more when I'm not hungover, if I actually look at my scores between when I'm hungover and when I'm not, there's no real difference. I mean, I can shoot a bad score hungover. I can shoot a good score hungover.
I think it depends how bad the hangover is.
No, dude. I played once where the hangover so badly, I got off the golf course and I was like, I'm going home. I can't even stay for prize giving. I played the best in our formal.
I also think it depends on how often you do that.
Yeah.
Because like JV,
how hungover fit you
look
are.
In context, like you do play like 700,000 rounds a year. So I mean, there's even your
good chance.
Small percentage of them are a lot more than my total rounds.
You probably play more hungover rounds in a year than I play rounds.
100%.
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that.
Not going to deny that.
That time that you were yakking on the first fairway at Southbroom.
Yeah.
How did you play that day?
Not bad.
I think I played okay.
You started horrifically.
Is that after when I hit Eric in the back?
You did. Yeah.
But I agree with you, JDV. I have had some very good rounds, and I think it's maybe you're just not thinking.
Yeah, sometimes
like
maybe
a hangover is definitely like just suppress thoughts.
Yeah.
Again, it does become a physical impediment.
I think the problem though when you play golf hungover is if you're playing reasonably, you can maintain. But if you start playing badly, then you're like, I just want out.
I do not want to be here.
I just want to get off this golf course, and then it can get horrible.
Yeah,
properly
then
horrible.
you probably should have a beer on the golf course.
Well, that's the thing. Do you not do that?
No,
Just
definitely.
You've got to suppress the hangover somehow.
Yeah.
But how do you like? So I mean, just maybe we can move towards closing here. But like, how do you? Would you do anything different on that day? Like, was there
Beer.
anything you would?
You should have had a beer.
Should have had a beer.
Jersey stays on.
Because maybe
Jersey and the beer.
maybe there's a strategy
And
to
Jacques, don't tell you how
say
good you do.
to say I'm going to get ahead of my body is changing. It was cold at the beginning, like. I accept that, but I'm going to get ahead of the fact that my body's going to change, and I'm going to actually change it.
Yeah, I can see that I need to do this now in order to prevent.
It's like
what
two
could
positives,
happen. Yeah.
adding them together. So
I
your
think-
body
I
warmed
think-
up and you had the beer.
I should have kept the jersey on.
Is that your biggest regret?
Yeah.
In hindsight.
It was getting hot, but I think I should have kept the jersey on.
Yeah.
We're going to have rounds with Tucky in December, and he's just going to be just flipping pouring with sweat. He's like, no, I'm keeping the beanie and the jersey on.
And maybe that Avo and bacon wrap eventually caught up with
No,
you.
look, I don't think that. I think the Avo and bacon wrap is a red herring. I think.
Are you reeling that out?
No, I mean you played well after that.
Yeah,
Avo and bacon wrap.
I don't see that having.
I think it was the jersey,
Yeah.
and I think it was the first big right miss you had was like the death knell.
Started cooking my brain. Yeah.
Did you tell him that he shouldn't hit driver on that hole?
No, I mean like I said, I was trying to dog license you, so I was like, you need to hit the screen in two.
Yeah, we needed to go for it. I'm a team man. At the end of the day.
Tucky, it was honestly, I've seen a lot of guys, like go on little runs and that, but it was jarring, bro, and it was quite exciting just being there, because especially when you had the run right in the beginning, because it was like, where is this going to go? Like,
Yeah, it didn't look like it was going to stop.
6 birdies in 9 holes.
Yeah, well, just to round it up. So it was 33 shots on the back 9, 24 points,
Yeah.
and then we shot 48 on the front 9
How many points?
for 9 points.
And so is golf.
I think I might just go back and only play the back 9.
To be fair, sorry, the other point I wanted to make is I think it is an easier start, from 10 through sort of 18 are relatively, actually not relatively, definitely easier than the sort of the finishing holes. I mean, you think about 1, 2, 3, 4, all of those ones are definitely harder than the ones you start on.
Yeah.
Especially without a jersey.
Without a jersey and without a beer.
In that heat. Luckily, we had perfect conditions. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to get better than that.
Yeah, you're never going to have better conditions in that.
Zero blame you can put on weather. It was ideal. Just maybe like wrapping up round the table. What's the sort of biggest front 9, back 9 swing that you've had?
Oh, probably the day that JDV was talking about at Cotswold. Definitely that day. And actually very similar. I think it was the last 4 holes that I went 9 over in. I think that probably works out. Because I was sitting on 4 over, I was even for the round, and then...
So you shot 85.
85. And, yeah. On the day, it was a bad 85. But, I mean, for me, 85 is still my best round. And it was at Cotswold in tough conditions. So that's probably I mean... I have swings all the time. That's how I play golf. So, I mean, I'll go 52, 44, or 48, 42, 42, 56. So, I mean, there's swings all the time. But that's probably the most dramatic swing in terms of
you were low.
On and then completely off. In fact, a friend of ours joined us that day, and I think on his arrival, Jacques was like, Hoff's breaking 80 today, and I think I then went...
Yeah, double.
Double, yeah. Double.
The other thing was that I shot 81. So I'm like,
Still
I can't...
good.
Still a great day.
I can't be bleak
On a
at all.
course
Yeah.
you've never played before.
Exactly. So like I can't be bleak.
And that
another
was my
reason.
takeaway on that day as well. I mean, that's still my lowest round on a difficult golf course. It was
Yeah.
a fantastic day. It just eats you that it could have been much, much lower. But
Another thing, just on that note, like you never played the golf course before. I don't know about you guys, but that for me has never been a barrier to shooting a good score. I have shot many of my best rounds of a year on a course that I've never played.
But sometimes it helps because you don't actually like I was like, oh yeah, the green's there, and you hit it there, and you're like, jeez, if I'd known all of the shit that was around that green, I wouldn't have hit
almost
that
like
club.
when you're in that flow, you're just like, I don't care. Just
I did that at Atlantic Beach in Cape Town. It was like also a bit windy, and I was playing with the guys, and they're like, oh no, because there's quite a lot of blind shots at Atlantic Beach, and they're like, the green's there, like hit it there. Just like, sweet, okay, hit it, and then you go up and you see where you've hit it, and you're like, if I hit that anywhere but straight, like lost ball. But you don't actually know what the danger is.
When you think about it, like at Zimbali Lakes, there are like quite a few where, as you said, like pinch points and that sort of thing where you got to like try and navigate your way around. And JDV did help me quite a bit with those. That's one caddy helped me out there.
1 plus points.
Yeah, he was like, rather hit it there because it's far wider in that section.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And on that note, like JDV is very good at that. I know he's taken a few stray drive-bys here, or drive-bys, which are also strays. But I mean, you are really good at like guiding someone around a golf course. Like, if you refine some of your comments, you'd be perfect.
A little bit more nuance.
But nuanced is a good word. But in terms of like JDV, where must I go here? Like, oh no, 6 iron round the corner, plotted on or whatever. It's
but and you double stroke.
But what I think I've got better at is you ask the person what club they comfortable with, because that's a big one. So like for me, I'd be saying, oh yeah, no, I'm just going to take my hybrid without knowing that like. For you, for instance, might hate to hit your hybrid from that certain position. To say, right,
like, do you like your 5 iron? Like, I hate my 5 iron. Okay, well, don't take that.
let's find a different place for you to hit it then.
I must say, unsolicited advice on the course, like, it kills me. Like,
no. So I think there's a big difference.
But I will never give swing advice on the golf
That's
course.
what I was going to say. There's a big difference between like, this is a dog leg. There's fucking huge bunker on the left there. Rather go short of it, and I think you're swinging a bit fast. You know what I mean? Like there's a big difference. I mean, I've had it. I think you were playing with me, JDV, where like a Kloof Country Club caddy tried to like give me advice, and within like 6 holes, I was like
swing advice, like not caddy, like advice.
Like swing advice. Like your stance is too open, blah blah blah, and by the end you're like 6 holes in, and you're like, fuck, I don't even know where to pull this club back. Honestly, like someone just give me a fucking putter.
Yeah, I've got a mate who's a like 24 handicap who literally gives you like advice
swing tips
on the course, swing tips, like
wrap
and
my driver
completely
around
unsolicited.
his neck.
It's very tough. Like I haven't actually ever been direct with him, but I think it might happen at some point.
The thing is,
you know, when the oak like steps into your putts and he's like, "Oh, what do you see here?" And I'm like, "I see you getting the fuck out of my way."
But the thing is, though, with like unsolicited swing advice like that, like sometimes it can actually work, but very much in the short term. Yeah. You get to the next round, and you got that oak's thoughts in your head, and I guarantee you it's a shit show. It's an and then you are worse off than where you started.
But like, I mean, so sorry, just to go to my point about Tucky, like when I said take the driver, because I had the game in mind. I didn't have your score in mind.
No, well, that's what we were playing at.
But also, it sounds like you were hitting your driver unbelievable.
And you were hitting your driver well. But like then I look at like we've just come back from golf tour, and there was like a 26 handicapper that had like a struggle the day before, and I was just like, look, because we were on the cart together, I'm like, look, I'm happy to sort of, and there was a lot of shots where he was taking a club because he just wants to get it to the green, and I'm like, but like, have you thought about why you want to hit this club and like what the outcome is? Being a 26 handicapper, you don't actually need to go for the green. Yeah. Like, if you want to go for it, be my guest. But is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
And then often he would be like, actually, no, I can take a pitching wedge, get on the green and 2-putt for a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Wee man.
I think the only bad advice swing advice you've given me, JDV, is like, Hoff, you're thinking too much. Don't think. Which means you get up onto the thing and you let your natural swing take over, which a 25 handicapper like me means I'm looking directly right. 250 meters would actually be fantastic. Like, as the crow flies, probably like 75. Like, bang bush, cart. Like, do you have another beer for me?
Do I have enough golf balls?
The one thing I've realized, and we're probably straying away here, we're gonna wrap up, but if I'm playing badly, firstly, I really don't like playing golf in golf carts. Like, I generally always play better if I'm walking. But if I'm playing badly, it's like even worse. Like I need that like that walk
That
you know, on
time.
my own between shots. And then you have to get in the carts with the oak, and either the oak's jabbering away about something, or you know he's giving you some like trying to be like some positive guru or something, and I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Just don't talk.
Sometimes I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk up, you know.
So that's when you know when T's having a shocker, he's just not in the cart.
Yeah, but it's hard because there's especially in South Africa, there's only so many golf courses that are walkable, you know, and
getting less.
Getting less, and particularly in KZN. I mean, most courses, most of the good courses are
I'm the exact
cart
opposite.
courses. So
when I'm playing shit, I just want to sit on the golf cart and
Drink
have
a
a beer. And you know, if I'm with Jacques or whoever and he's playing well, I'm like, okay, I just want to watch him play.
Yeah, get behind him.
I actually don't feel like hitting another ball, to be honest. Like, I'm happy to be out here, but I don't want to be out of the golf cart.
But that's also the thing with Juhoff, like where, and again, SDV is going to come into this because he's a serial offender. And like, if he's playing badly, even if you're playing in a better ball, he'll go and sit in the cart and like look
Sulk.
at his phone or whatever. And you like, you can come and help me with
This
the
is still
putts,
fun.
or like we're still part of a team
Hold
here.
the flag.
100%.
Yeah.
Which he's got better at, but like he used
Yeah.
to be like, he'd be like back to the card, be like, okay,
Yeah.
well, guess I'm reading this putt by myself here.
Well, I mean, to this day, I don't think he's ever pulled a flag.
so I think there's a whole episode on like annoying behavior from your playing partners that we can get into, because like there's so many other stories that I could go into and name and shame Oaks. But in closing, JDV, we didn't get to. I mean, off the top of your head, have you had any major back nine, front nines?
No,
I've
I've had
one shocker that I've had.
Yeah, I've had a couple back nine, front nines, but I was going to say to Tucky's point, when you get into that I could shoot my best round ever. I had it at VCC, and again, I got incredibly lucky where, you know, things like there was one hole, I think on the 16th, where I had a chip, which by all means I'd thinned and should have gone off the green, and it was like an auto triple. It hit the flag and went in for birdie. And like just clawing by my fingernails to get in. And so look, I mean, I did, but I mean, there was huge amounts of luck involved. Like it could have gone exactly as pear-shaped. And I think the margins, get so fine at that stage when you, as you say, you're like touching the sun and you're like, oh my God, like can I just claw my way in here?
Yeah.
Because you do. There's no way that you can, without being in that position often, train your body to, I mean, you're never going to be able to replicate that at the driving range or on like a social round or whatever. So when you are in that position, it's very difficult to sort of say, oh, well, you can do X, Y, and Z differently next time, because you don't often get an X time to shoot your best round ever.
It's exactly. I mean, my worst has been, I think I went 36.50 before, which was that was a hell of a thing.
That's hectic.
But I remember when I shot my best round ever, I had that exact experience on the back nine. Every hole, I was just like, this is the hole where it's going to come to an end. I was waiting for the implosion, and I hit some horrific shots, and then just somehow followed it up with like the shot of my life, you know, and then I like chipped in on the 17th and sunk like a 30-foot birdie putt on the 18th. You know, it was stuff that was like, I remember sitting down at the round going, well, that's never fucking happening.
That's it.
Must enjoy
Let's
that.
enjoy this one. But Tucky, you touched the sun and you live to tell the tale, and you now know what the air up there feels like, and I'm pretty sure that sub 76 is in your horizon at some point. So it was fun to watch.
It was actually a hell
Not
of
the
a
meltdown,
lacquer.
the whole
It was
package.
a lacquer day out.
It was
Like,
lacquer.
and that's the beauty of it at the end of the day. Like, I really enjoyed it. Shot 81, which is my best round of the year so far.
So far.
Yet, like that. What's that podcast with Meghan Markle? Yet.
Oh, God. But yeah, we know what it's like up there. So hopefully we can experience it again some stage.
And with that, if there's nothing else, guys, let
Lekker.
the pod end.
Cheers.
Sweet.